last video I put out, a couple of guys got butthurt because I said,
and I think the thing is people are so obsessed with form. Like, am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? It's like, the technique looks good. Like, it looks good enough. Are you doing this right in order to get to where you want to go? Absolutely not, because you're only putting in 8 reps. I would have put in 12.
Let me just clarify for those of you who misunderstood what I said or just have your own conclusions, your own judgments in your head that you came to. However, I am going to claim right now that form is not the most important thing in the world. Form to a lot of people is more important than consistency. It's more important than frequency. It's more important than intensity. It's more important than sustainability. It's more important than longevity. That they end up doing perfectly formed reps for about 6 weeks, and then I don't see them in the gym again for their 10 years. They end up losing that muscle mass they put on with their perfectly formed reps. They end up putting on more fat than they had when they were in here for 6 weeks, working for their perfectly formed reps. So they lost their fitness journey. Why? Because they were too focused on form. But why? I thought form equals results. Like, if you only focus on form and you don't focus on anything else, you don't focus on how many times per week you're in the gym, you don't focus on how long you're in the gym for those many times a week, you don't focus on actually pushing yourself when you're going into the gym consistently over multiple times a week. No, forget those things. Only focus on form, bro. Technique, brother. It's all about the technique. Because the thing is, there's 2 sides to this argument, and I totally understand your side. I understand that. My question to you is, do you understand my side? It seems like the answer is no, but go ahead, comment down below if there's some clarifying that I need to be understanding here that I'm not understanding. The 2 arguments are, form is super important, and the other side of the argument is, well, yeah, form is super important, but not as important as you're making it. Let me be crystal clear about this. When you were taking your driver's test, like when you had to go get your license, your driver's license, and you were training for that, you were practicing to get your driver's license, you had to learn form, right? Like, you had to learn technique of like when to put your blinker on, how long to have your blinker on. You had to have both of your hands, one at 10, one at 2, right? Like, you have to look over your shoulder and then indicate and then look over, like all these different little technical fucking things, right? So like, that's form, right? Except different endeavor, different skill set, but it's still form. Now let me ask you something. Are you still doing all of those tiny little techniques that you learned in driving school? Probably not. And yet you're still getting to where you need to go whenever you get in the car. You know how to drive. You know what to do. You know the form so well that it's basically second nature to you. Matter of fact, nowadays, you're probably getting to where you need to go safer and more efficiently than if you were to continue practicing those techniques that you learned however many decades ago. But why? Why is that? Experience is why. Experience. Like, actually having 2 decades of experience doing that. And like, the crazy thing is, like, now that you're not having to focus on all those little forms and stuff, right? Like the first week of learning how to drive, it clears up this space in your head so you can actually focus on other things and be a little bit more careful when other drivers are merging into your lane or doing their thing. You're not too busy focused on, oh, where do my hands need to be? Or, oh. You understand? This is a human condition thing, by the way. Like, someone who like listens to me say, oh, like form isn't as important as you think it is, and people get so butthurt, bro. It's just like people who don't have their fucking nutrition down. They like maybe like to work out for 2 years, like 10 years ago, and like they watch all these fitness influencers and stuff, and they think they know all these like technicals. Bro, I have not stopped from this fitness game for 20 years. Let me make it clear. The person that this video is for the person who is just starting out, or even the person who is just hyper obsessed with form to the point that you don't focus on consistency, you don't focus on frequency, you don't focus on intensity, you're not working out very hard, which in the beginning doesn't really matter because we just want to get you like into the sustainability, we want to get you into the routine, rewire your habits. But don't worry, you're not worried about that because you're too worried about form. Problem is in 4 weeks from now, because you're not worried about any of those things, you're gonna have perfect form and you're gonna stop going to the gym for 3 years, and that knowledge of having perfect form didn't do anything for you. Does that make sense? Like, you actually have to go in and do the fucking work. not doing perfect work, not being a perfectionist when it comes to work. Like, yeah, it's important to know how to do the work, but you gotta fucking do the work, buddy. That's the point. So yes, form is important. Nobody said it's not important. It's just that when I hear the panic in somebody's voice because they are so concerned about their form and they're not focused at all on any of the other factors that actually drive results, it pretty much just tells me that inconsistency is about to come by and cut you down at the knees. Like, while me and the boys, we're getting it done every day. We're checking on each other. We're making sure we work, you know. If we got a question about form, we'll ask about form. But other than that, most of the focus is on making sure we get in there. There's two camps you could be in right now. You can either be in the, oh, I think I know about fitness, but I don't actually do anything. And then there's the, oh, I've actually been doing everything fitness for at least 2 decades. I'm gonna go and do what actually works. There's 2 boats you can be in. If you're in the latter boat, that's where me and the boys, me and the brotherhood. I create a little free brotherhood in Discord. Please go ahead and join. The link is down in the description. I created it for brothers like us who are actually here to get results in our own life, not to read up on things and how things should be done or whatever. No, we're here to win. We're here to succeed. And so if you don't like that, please don't join. If you want to succeed, if you want to be a winner, link is for you. Join us, brother.